Please stand for the pledge.
Nation of God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Cecily, please take a roll call.
Counselor Sanchez. Here. Counselor Thorstad.
Here.
Counselor Trask.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mahler.
Here.
Mayor Coleman.
Present.
Counselor Gorley.
Here.
Counselor Richards.
Let the record show that we have 6 present. Counselor Richards contacted me today, said he injured himself. If somebody wants to make a motion.
I make a motion to approve his absence.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Cecily, will you please call for a vote?
Counselor Thorstad.
Yes.
Counselor Trask.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mahler.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Counselor Gorley.
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 6 ayes and no nays to approve the absence of Counselor Richards. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is consent agenda. Please note that there are multiple things in the consent agenda. If any counselor would like to discuss something further, they just need to request it to be removed. Hearing no request, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Cecily, will you please call for a vote?
Counselor Trask.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mahler.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Counselor Gorley.
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez.
Yes.
Counselor Thorstad.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 6 ayes and 1 absent to approve the consent agenda. Moving on, recognition of visitors and hearing of petitions. So some of you may be aware that annually there is an If I Were Mayor contest, which is held by the LOC. And we had some submissions this year. And I wanted to present some awards to some of them. I'd like to say it was really great to read all of the submissions. And we can only give one winning award out, but I did want to do an honorable mention to Emma Davis. Because of what she had written, I really enjoyed reading it. Emma is a 6th grader, and I'm just going to read the last short paragraph. In conclusion, if I was mayor, it would be an honor serving such a wonderful community. I would work hard to improve the life of all the citizens who live in Sweet Home. The first thing I would try to improve is maintaining water quality during drawdown periods. We want to do that too. The next thing I would strive to improve is helping the unhoused get into housing. The final thing I would like to attempt to improve is getting more medical professionals in the area. As mayor, I would like to make Sweet Home an even better place to live. And I'd like to say her paper was very insightful and had some good ideas. So I just want to say congratulations and thank you. Please come forward, Emma Davis. But the winner of the If I'm a Mayor contest is an 8th grader, Sydney Dominy. And all of these winners get the winner gets presented or sent on to the state level. And so her essay will go on to the state level. And I'd just like to say Sydney also had some fabulous ideas. And I thought that the students that wrote these were well informed of activities within Sweet Home, and I enjoy hearing about that. And the reason I'm reading them is I think all of council can benefit to hear about what are on the minds of students. So her closing paragraph was, in closing, if I were mayor, I would like to bring our town together. I would like to have our town become closer and be more family focused. I love our little town and only want to see it grow and our community members to come together to support each other. And she had a whole litany of list of ideas that if you guys want to read them, you're welcome to, but it is being sent on to the state level. So I just want to say congratulations to Sydney Dominy. You have won the If I Were Mayor contest, and I would like you to come forward, but you also get to sit in my seat for a moment. So come on up, Sydney. Have a seat.
Yeah, you can stay here. And she can go down there.
You can make a motion or something and hit the gavel if you'd like, but maybe Counselor Trask is out of line or something.
That would be most
You know, but I-
Yeah.
Yeah. You can say how Council Travis is out of order.
Council Travis is out of order.
Parents of those students should be very proud. I thank all of them for taking the time to write about our great town and for your creative ideas. And if you ever want to contact me and ask me more about your ideas and what things are happening regarding those, feel free to reach out to me. Okay. Thank you again. Let's now move on to the next item on our agenda. It's National Library Week proclamation. I'm not fond of proclamations, but I will read this for you. So, National Library Week 2024 proclamation. Whereas libraries offer the opportunity for everyone to connect with others, learn new skills, and pursue their passions, no matter where they are in life's journey. Whereas libraries have long served as trusted institutions striving to ensure equitable access to information and services for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status, whereas libraries adapt to the ever-changing needs of their communities, developing and expanding collections, programs, and services that are as diverse as the populations they serve, whereas libraries are accessible and inclusive places that promote a sense of local connection, advancing understanding, civic engagement, and shared community goals, whereas libraries play a pivotal role in economic development by providing resources and support for job seekers, entrepreneurs, and small businesses, thus contributing to local prosperity and growth, whereas libraries make choices that are good for the environment and make sense economically, creating thriving communities for a better tomorrow, whereas libraries are treasured institutions that preserve our collective heritage and knowledge, safeguarding both physical and digital resources for present and future generations, whereas libraries are an essential public good and fundamental institutions in democratic societies, working to improve society, protect the right to education and literacy, and promote the free exchange of information and ideas for all, whereas librarians, library workers are joining library supporters and advocates across the nation to celebrate National Library Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Susan Coleman, Sweet Home Mayor, proclaim National Library Week, April 7th through 13th, 2024. During this week, I encourage all residents to visit their library and celebrate the adventures and opportunities they unlock for us every day. Ready, Set, Library. Proclaimed this 9th day of April, 2024. Right. Moving on. There is no old business, new business. Request for council action, resolution number 6 for 2024, dissolution of all hazard mitigation planning committee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So the City Council established the All Hazard Mitigation Planning Committee back in 1996. And at that time, that was necessary for the flood mitigation planning process. And I do want to say that obviously I wasn't here, but I have heard that that committee did a lot of great work for Sweet Home and put a lot of new pieces into place. However, over the past few years, that committee hasn't met, and the laws and regulations have changed regarding what is now required of that committee if we were to continue it. And the Public and Traffic Safety Committee and the Community Health Committee are now going ahead and managing most of those pieces. And I think that's a lot of the reason why this committee hasn't met for a while. So what we are recommending is to go ahead and dissolve the All Hazard Mitigation Planning Committee for now, with the idea that if there's a need in the future, we can bring it back with the new regulations, or we could even potentially have it as another subcommittee. Any volunteers that are interested in that, I would love to see then potentially join another committee, or possibly become volunteers for helping us with our emergency management in the future. So just wanted to bring that forward because it is a committee that has still been on our books. We need to either choose to try to bring it back or to go ahead and dissolve it and bring it back once we discover that there's an additional need for it.
Any questions of counselors? Entertain a motion.
I make a motion to dissolve it as requested.
Second that.
I have a motion and a second. Cecily, please call for a vote.
President Pro Tem Mueller,
Yes.
Mayor Coleman,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez,
Yes.
Counselor Thorstad,
Yes.
Counselor Trask.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 6 ayes and no nays, and 1 absent. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, request for council action, resolution number 7 for 2024.
All right, thank you. I'm just trying to pull that up. So I'm going to ask Adam to pull the maps up for us again. So as council recalls, we met about 2 weeks ago on looking at stop signs. And these were stop signs that council requested that we go ahead and move forward. All of these stop signs were recommended by the Traffic Safety Committee. And then we brought them forward in that workshop. And along these and some others were also suggested by council. What we would like to do is just focus on approving these particular stop signs for this particular council action, with the idea that we are going to take all of the stop sign suggestions back to the next Traffic Safety Committee meeting, which is happening this month, and then bring that recommendation back to council. That way we can just make sure we have all the maps. We've had our engineers look at it. The Traffic Safety Committee is in agreement, and we're just following that process. So for this particular agenda item, we have the stop signs. Let's see. So this is the one that is at Long and 15th in front of the high school. And I'd love it if we could vote on each one individually, but it's also up to you all if you want to vote on them all together. Either way. And I will let you all make a motion on that. You can say that we will do it individually or all together. So this is Long Street and 15th. Adam, if you keep going. This is Elm Street and 6th. And that's the one in front of Oak Heights. This is the 3-way stop that we'd be adding stop signs in front of the junior high on Mountain View and 22nd, or just actually behind. This is the Clark Mill site. I do want to point out that we are not taking away any of the stop signs that you've all requested. We're going to be bringing them all forward. We just want to make sure that we do all of our due diligence and get all of that ready first. And then this is Poplar and 54th. And that one's by Foster, and that's it. So, any
Council,
questions?
would you prefer to vote on all of them together or?
All together, and I'd like to make a motion to approve all of the stop signs that would be presented in resolution number 7, 2024.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Cecily, please call for a vote.
Mayor Coleman,
Yes.
Counselor Gorley,
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez,
Yes.
Counselor Thorstad,
Yes.
Counselor Trask,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Mueller.
Yes.
Let the record show that we have 6 ayes, no nays, and 1 absent to approve all the stop signs for resolution number 7 for 2024. Moving on, reports of committees. Any counselors have reports from committees that they have attended recently? We had a really good health committee meeting. We have requested that organizations that offer services within our community come to the health committees and present what they do for our community, and it's been very informative, and we've been grateful to have them. We will have more coming in our next meeting next month or the end of this month. Any other reports? Okay, moving on, reports of city officials, city managers report.
Thank you. So just a few things. One, I wanted to remind you all that Arbor Day is on April 20th, and that's Saturday at 2 p.m. in Sankey Park. And would love to have you all there. It's also Bring Your Kids to the Park Day. So trying to show off our beautiful park there. And so please let us know if you might be able to attend, and we'll make sure that it's posted, or I might just post it anyway with the hopes that you all will show up. We also are going to be helping on May 4th. There's going to potentially be a library Star Wars event that day. and in that morning. And then that afternoon, we are going to have a fashion show here at City Hall. Love to have all of you modeling in it, and or just attend, but it will be to support Opening Act Foundation, and we're just providing the location. They're doing the entire event, but all of the proceeds, they're going to be auctioning off dresses and great dresses for banquets, for weddings. Sweet Home is such a lovely place to hold weddings. And so we're trying to also have people starting to look at Sweet Home as a place for events and weddings as well. But all proceeds for this will go to their foundation that then provides free prom wear for high school students, and as well as formal wear for the Veterans Ball and all of the clothing for various school plays and so forth. So I have agreed to be in the fashion show. So if nothing else, you all can come and point and laugh at me. Just don't laugh too hard. So then additionally, we, as you all know, going through the council goals is one of my favorite parts. And then internally, we do the same type of process and come up with what we think are complementing city manager goals. And then we try to include these as part of the budget process. So I wanted to share what staff has come up with so far for this year. So we're looking at a 10% increase in collections and activities at the library. We're looking at trying to become an autism certified city, creating a new dais for council chambers, and that's something that we're hoping we can do internally. Commence the wastewater treatment plant project. As we all know, we really need to get that going, and we're right there and able to do that. Working on the phase 2 of the police department upgrades. We've seen a big boost in morale, and I will say it's looking really good. They're not quite ready for full visitors yet, but pretty soon we'd love to show off what the police department is looking like. We're going to formalize the traffic safety officer position. We're going to have customer service training, and we're working on updating our recruitment and onboarding process to make it faster and better. We also want to get Main Street affiliate status, which would allow us to get more grants in our downtown area, both as for infrastructure and then for individual businesses. And we're hoping to find funding for the downtown plaza engineering design and a grant that could help with that to really provide that city center. We're going to launch Citizens Academy, which we've talked about a bit, but I'm going to try to talk about it quite a bit next month. And then also do some aesthetic painting things that start making Festival Street look more like Festival Street. That's been part of the streetscape plan for a long time, and I think we're ready to start moving some of that forward. So thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Young. Great report. I have a little bit of mayor's report. First of all, I've had people request this, and I know that some councilors may or may not be running again that are up for re-election, but the deadline to submit an application to run for city council is August 27th, 2024. So we have a lot of time. It doesn't open until like 100 days before that or something, so there is time there. But I also want to share something that I reviewed last year in regards to some questions that had come up that I had contacted the Secretary of State, LOC, the county clerk. And so I'm just going to review what's been shared with me regarding laws and who can run for city council and sit on city committees. So the question came up again, whether or not Lynn County residents and or business owners that live outside city limits can participate in city committees or run for city council. So pursuant to ORS 221.902, it states that elective offices within the city will be elected by the electors of a city. Some have mistakenly communicated the city council can vote to change who can run for city council. That's not true. The Sweet Home City Council cannot vote to change Oregon state statute. The council can vote to change who can sit on certain city committees, and most of our city committees actually have seats available for people that live outside of city limits. The city has, there are other committees that people that live outside city limits can sit on, school district, county committees. But the budget committee does not have any seats on it that are for people outside of city limits. And that's in regards to ORS 294.414. And our city council does not have the authority to change an Oregon state statute. So to quote the county clerk, it says the jurisdiction of the city lies within the boundaries of city limits. Residents that live within the city are taxed on their property by the city, whereas people living outside of city limits are not taxed on their property by the city. Therefore, measures that are referred to the ballot by the city only apply to the jurisdictional area of that city. So laws that are governing city elections are in chapters 246 and 260 of the Oregon Revised Statutes. One other thing I want to just review, if people were not aware, the Supreme Court did rule regarding social media posts by elected officials. I would suggest looking up what those changes are regarding the our social media posts and how they impact us, what we're allowed to do with them, block or delete. So just to review those things as city councilors. And a final reminder that April 15th, our SEI, all of our SEIs are due. So moving on to the next item on our agenda is Department Director Reports. Library Services Director, do you have anything to share?
I just wanted to share an upcoming program that we are doing along with the Chamber of Commerce. We are calling it Pathways to Progress Sweet Home Edition. This will be taking place the first Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m. And we're just going to have a leader in the Sweet Home community join us for a walk downtown and then be available for questions and answers after that. So I think it's a great way to get people actually downtown and knowing what's going on and then talking to somebody about what is happening. We already have a volunteer for our first community leader. The mayor has graciously agreed to be our first person on May 1st at 9 a.m. And we look forward to having this collaboration between the Chamber, Council, and the library.
Sounds great. Thank you. Any other directors want to share anything?
I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who showed up for Walk for the Cause this past Saturday. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for your speech. And I want to say thanks to the ABC House for their commitment and involvement. Captain Cummings took some wonderful photos that we have on Facebook, so check out the post. Sean Morgan organized it. All of our volunteers showed up and helped. We just had a great time. It was a little bit cold that morning, but it was good. We really had a good time, and it points to something that is significant. And so I just wanted to thank everyone for showing up.
It was a good morning. So thank you all who attended and the spotlight shown on that difficult topic. Any questions from councilors to directors? Yeah.
We log how much time officers are off for traveling to out of city to like courts or jail or anything like that?
Usually, yes. If somebody leaves the PD and they're headed to court, it should be timestamped.
And like
generally,
in a city patrol car.
correct. Generally, yes.
Okay. Just curious. Thank you.
Any other questions from councilors to directors?
Madam Mayor, can this be to the city manager? Sure. When you were giving your report, it got triggered in my mind. Have we made any traction on the mural process?
Yes.
Okay.
And so we'll actually be meeting with the Arts and Culture Committee. We've received applicants. There was an evaluation process and some amazing muralists were selected. We're still working on contacting them, and then we'll be letting the Arts and Culture Committee discuss how they want to move forward. But there is definitely some traction there, and there's some other exciting things that I'd love to share, but can't quite yet, but will the next council meeting.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any council business for the good of the order? I will adjourn this meeting at, oh, no.
Can I just, can I have a do-over really
Yeah, we
fast?
can.
I also wanted to let council know that the little pocket park that we've been discussing next to Old City Hall is going to be being constructed in the next week or two. So by the time we have our next council meeting, you should see that. So just wanted to share that. Sorry. Thank you very
I
much.
did see progress on that today, so it looks good. All right. Any other business for the good of the order? No? I will close this meeting at 6:56 p.m.